With authority. Aloha!
Welcome to the most muscless show in Bay Area sports. This is ABC7 Sports.
With authority. And this is the Bomb Cyclone Thanksgiving edition.
That sounds very violent. I thought this was harmony.
Well, it is. It's harmony if you are a plant and you want rain. And we're getting, finally. So we're going to talk about all the things we're thankful for. Right off the bat, I think rain is a good thing. H2O is very important.
That is big. I'm trying to grow the grass back in my backyard, and so I've been watering it a lot, and the rain means I don't have to do anything anymore. This is great.
Is that the number one thing you're
thankful
for this year?
And that's the end of the show.
That's excellent. It's good that you have everything in perspective and keeping it clear. Mm-hmm. So we're going to talk about what we're thankful for. We will award our biggest turkeys, which Casey's given me an earful just in the sports department. It's a lengthy list of turkeys, all on one specific squad. We're going to hear from GR3, Glenn Robinson III, Warriors. Not what we're used to from the
but
past
still
5
plenty
years.
to be thankful for. He'll talk about that.
Yeah, no, that's true. And best Thanksgiving side, worst Thanksgiving side. I know you don't eat salad, so anything green is pretty much
green is out, unless it's the grass in my backyard.
I don't even know how you're alive.
You, Rain.
How are you alive at this point? All right, so why don't we start with what are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for, in various sports right now, the fact that the 49ers have stepped in and saved us from the monotony of what could have been. I remember we sat in this very room. I had them picked to win 6 games. I think you had 7. We were pretty much in consensus that this was going to be a mediocre year. They stepped up as the Warriors fell, and here we are, entertainment.
So you're thankful for Jimmy G.
I'm thankful for Jimmy G, Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch. I'm actually also thankful, too, for the Raiders. They've played a lot better than we expected as well. So I have to give them credit. I didn't expect much out of with the road trip from hell that they went on. But they've exceeded expectations despite really kind of messing everything up against the Jets. But they've at least been entertaining.
Yeah, certainly. You got to give John Gruden a lot of credit for keeping everything together. I mean, 6 weeks on the road is absurd. It's the stupidest thing ever.
Crazy.
So they've withstood all of that. I'm going to go more thoughtful, personal and professional. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Because a line from my grandmother many years ago, health is wealth.
Yes.
And so if you don't have your health, you really have nothing, because all the money in the world can't buy you good health. We've seen that so many times. In my own particular case, you've watched the last few months with me hobbling around because I almost went full Durant on my Achilles.
True.
That actually should be a diagnosis, I think. But it's slowly, it's pretty much healed up. It's taken months. I didn't tear it, maybe micro tears. Kind of messed up the other ankle. So on a daily basis, when you're dealing with ice and stim and just the pain and it's terrible. And my injuries are not even that bad compared with what the Warriors as a team have endured. So you look at, on a professional basis, since we're talking Bay Area sports, I mean, with Steph and with Clay and with Draymond and again the Kevon Looney, D'Angelo Russell. Hey, you got a starting five.
Geach.
Yeah, Smiley. Nobody even knows who Alan Smiley Geach is, and maybe at some point we actually will. But he's one of their draft picks, a rookie who injured his ankle, I guess, early in training camp, and has not even been able to suit up to play 1 minute in an NBA game. But he's going to be actually fun to watch, I think. 6'10", can shoot and handle, but he's like 18, 19 years old, so the great unknown. But back to the health thing, if you don't have that, you're toast, basically. I mean, that really is the most important thing. So I'm thankful for that, to be getting healthy. One of my goals for the next year, since we're going to be talking about that soon, is just trying not to do stupid things to get injured.
Can I jump in on that?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
So shortly after Larry injured his Achilles, we had to go to AT&T Park to cover a Giants game. I parked. There was a fence in the way. He climbs over the fence Jumps over. I'm like, you're injured. What are you doing?
It's
You can't save him from himself sometimes.
I know. I need to be restrained most of the time.
Yeah, but you know what? If we keep it positive, since we're doing our thankful stuff, we'll get to the turkeys later. You look at the Warriors situation they're in, and I don't want to say I'm thankful for it, but you can see how this could help them be better in the long run.
Well, they're going to be the worst team in the league, or one of them.
You're going to get the lottery pick.
You're going to get a high lottery pick. Who knows? I mean, they probably will finish. They rebalance the way the lottery works. So the 4 bottom teams, every one of them has an equal chance. I think it's 14% to get the top pick. So there's no guarantee. They could be the worst but not get the number 1 pick. If they get the number 1 pick,
oh boy, people will be mad.
People will be, wouldn't that be terrible to see the rest of the country angry at the Warriors again?
What else is new?
I'd be thankful just to watch the outrage.
Yeah.
Which would be very entertaining. But they have a chance at it. And Bob Myers and the gang, Larry Harris, they're out scouting all over the country. They were looking at the Memphis kid, James Wiseman, who's a 7-footer. I don't appear to be a lot of guys at the position they need the most, which is small forward. Obviously, Kevin Durant's absence created the void there. But what's been interesting is that Glenn Robinson III, who you're going to hear on this podcast in a few minutes, and Alec Burks have played pretty well, Burks especially. Mm-hmm. And so what you're starting to see is the semblance of a second unit when Steph and Clay and Draymond and Looney are all healthy. And now you're starting to look at, okay, here's how this piece would fit. Here's how this piece would fit. And I think that's promising. It's horrible to watch them blow huge leads like they did to OKC and come up short at the end because nobody knows what they're doing in the final seconds.
You got to know none of those guys would be on the floor in that situation, and they're getting that valuable experience.
One thing to look for, and I don't know how they're going to play this out, is Kai Bowman has gone from a question mark, since he's like their only healthy point guard at this point, to huge exclamation point. This is a guy you want, and Steve Kerr has said that. The problem is with their hard cap situation, they don't have much flexibility in terms of adding him to the roster full time, since he's a two-way player. So they only have him for 45 days unless they make a move. The hard cap means they either have to make a deal with somebody and get rid of a body, or just flat out cut somebody that they like. So I don't know how that. I mean, Jacob Evans comes to mind. I think they like Marquise Chris, and they, 22-year-old former lottery pick. They see the future. So who knows what they do in that situation? But that's something just to keep an eye on down the road, because they will have to make a difficult call there.
Yeah, and you look at the way that Curry's legs are being rested, Clay's legs are being rested. I just think overall they weren't going to be a championship team this year. That became fairly evident from the jump. So now you get to look at the possible benefits you can reap out of this situation, even though it's not ideal. It didn't go the way you wanted it to. But there's still things to be thankful for.
It's hard watching a lot of these games.
Yes.
Yeah. So shall we get to the biggest turkeys?
Yeah, I'll let you go first.
Really?
I'll let you go first.
Oh, this is because you have a long diatribe.
I don't have that long of a diatribe.
I think you're going to name names, though, right? You are naming names?
Yes, we will name names. And in our context, the biggest turkey of the year, if it isn't obvious, this will be our biggest loser, so to speak. Bust.
Okay.
Bad story.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, all right.
We went positive, now let's go negative, and then we'll hear from GR3. We'll go back to positive.
Okay, so my biggest turkey, at least... This is actually beyond Bay Area sports, but they are headquartered in San Francisco. So I'm going to go the Pac-12 conference, which it almost doesn't seem fair to pick on them, because they're kind of just like the giant piñata that's hanging in front of you that you can just bash. And we have been for a while with Pac-12 After Dark, and everybody makes a joke out of it because but did you see the story on Christian McCaffrey?
I was about to jump in with that, and you read my mind.
Okay.
And he said people admitted that they didn't even watch any of his games when he was
were
up for Heisman.
Heisman voters admitted they had never seen Christian McCaffrey play.
So I saw that comment, and I was like, I'm going to retweet that and say Pac-12 After Dark. And then I was like, maybe that's not fair. So I went back and looked at Stanford's schedule that year, and I think they played 7 games at night. I mean, nobody even watched McCaffrey do what he did.
Right.
And now you're seeing it in the NFL, and everyone's freaking out.
Yeah, so you have that. They took the money. Basically, you make a deal with the devil, and you take the money.
They did it to themselves.
And, that's how you get 8 o'clock kickoffs and things like that. That was Cal a few weeks ago. But beyond the ridiculousness of the conference making mistakes on the field with the officials not understanding penalties on this team or that team called on the wrong. I mean, it's just the officiating has been bad for years. They still haven't figured that out. The reduced visibility is another thing. But here they are, where they could kind of sneak in the back door finally.
Something great was lined up.
Because they have a chance to get a team into the playoffs in college football. And what happens? Oregon face plants on the biggest stage in prime time and lose to a mediocre Arizona State team. And what this does is, instead of Levi's Stadium, Pac-12 championship game, live on ABC7, and the winner goes to the college football playoff, most likely as the 4 seed. Instead, now you got Utah versus a wings-clipped Duck squad.
And what'll happen is the Ducks will then upset Utah and just ruin everything for everyone.
That would totally eliminate them. But they had a chance. And here they are now. Who's going to be excited about Utah making the Final Four? And you could just see Alabama's going to sneak back in there once again, unless Oklahoma jumps up. But they had their chance. It was right there, and they just couldn't do the simple thing.
You play to win the game.
Herm got him.
Herm Edwards did it to him.
Herm got him.
The Pac-12, it just seems like they routinely cannibalize themselves.
Yes.
It's just every time you see a team rising. That's why I'm saying I think Oregon will upset Utah, and then there goes their top shot.
Yeah.
The whole thing's just going to come crumbling down.
Okay.
That's a random prediction.
All right, so that's it's not worth spending that much time on the Pac-12. Well, actually, we could talk about attendance at the big game, which actually, I mean, it's not good. And the announced attendance this past week was almost 49,000. There did not appear to be that many people in the stands as we looked at the crowd shots. So, big game, Stanford down. Stanford does zero marketing of their football program. You and I have talked about this a million times.
Yeah, we could add them to the turkey list. Honestly.
I don't get it at all what they're doing. I mean, I know the job of the university is to crank out doctors and
which they do a great job of,
and
they
nuclear physicists.
But you got to market your team a little bit. You got to market your product if you're trying to sell tickets. If you're trying to build Heisman caliber athletes and hype campaigns, you have to do a little bit of promotion.
Yeah.
You got to do a little bit.
We were actually trying to help and have the Stanford band and get them on TV, and we couldn't even get an email back from anybody at Stanford. That's how bad it was. So there's some wonderful people there, but the athletic department, I don't know what their goal is. I have no idea what they're trying to accomplish beyond graduating student athletes. But if you're looking for a place to be visible, that ain't it.
Yeah, and honestly though, big game was fun. Cal with the win.
Hey, how about Chase Garbers?
It was late. Yeah, Chase
big game
Garbers
hero
has
for
been
life.
phenomenal. So I think that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, so
the way that everybody was happy. They did fall down with the axe, Cal.
Well,
I don't know why they do that, but
don't run with scissors.
Don't run with scissors or axes.
Yeah.
All
right. Now go ahead.
I'm gonna go.
Should I just kind of
get out of
relax and take a nap while you go
no,
off?
I'll make this fast.
Okay,
I'm gonna make it really fast.
I'm gonna time it out.
My biggest turkey of the year, I'm going with the San Francisco Giants. I know that's remarkably on brand for me since you always say that I wear green and gold underwear. But honestly, there's been a problem there lately. Aside from the losing on the field, you had the owner making some very questionable donations, which made a lot of people mad. You had the incident with Larry Beil and Pam Bear. You have the hiring of Gabe Kapler coming off a whole swirling bunch of controversy with Farhan and the way things were handled in the Dodgers organization. I just think right now they've had a pretty bad run. We'll see how they do.
You're missing kind of the cherry on the sundae.
Which is?
Boch saying,
Yes,
yeah,
I did. I
about
told you that behind the scenes.
About that.
Bochy retired. He's going to ride off into the sunset. He's getting gifts, and everybody's celebrating him, and they have this big, huge production at the end of the year with the foghorn, and it's magical, and everything's great. And then a couple weeks later, I think I want to come back and manage again. Oh! Cannot believe this. I think that's a bad look. Just like all the other things were bad looks. And I think that this means Bochy was probably pushed out the door and was doing something nice, kind of stepping back so it didn't look bad on the team. And now it comes off as an even worse look.
Well, you can understand he's in the final year of his deal. You got a new guy in charge in Farhan, and now you got a new general manager as well. And so it was appropriate to turn the page. I think where it gets
Agreed.
nebulous is when you are going through a season-long retirement ceremony, and then you may not retire.
Yes. I could see that maybe got a little out of hand.
Taking a sabbatical, I think, for a year.
Maybe that got a little out of hand.
Can you think of a better way to play that if you were orchestrating the whole thing? I mean, what would you? It's not good if you say, "Hey, Boch, you're done," because then you're kicking the Hall of Famer out.
But he announced it at the beginning of the year, and I guess if you're saying, "Hey, I'm just stepping away," that's one thing. But you really need to clarify that statement then, and say, "I'm not retiring. I'm just going to take a step back and maybe take a break here," and don't go through a whole year of retirement ceremonial things.
Well, he wanted to keep the wine.
Yes.
Who wants to give the wine back?
Want the wine
I'm proud of you.
Surfboards and all the other things.
You got through that in 2.5 minutes.
It didn't need to be beaten into the ground any more than it already has.
Yeah.
I just felt like it needed to be said. That's my pick for Turkey of the Year.
Okay.
The Giants,
That's
as
fine.
a whole.
That's fine. Okay. There's some good Giant stories.
Of course.
Yeah, and we'll see what they are.
But from the top down lately,
It's
hasn't been great.
Yeah, 2019 was not an epic year for them. All right. Same could be said for the Warriors thus far.
But that's injury related. That's not
right.
that's top down dysfunction.
No, that's not systemic problems. That's just everybody's got a hand injury.
They're stepping away from being good for a year, but they're not throwing it away forever.
No, they are not going away forever. So without further ado, let's get to Glenn Robinson III with our Chris Alvarez.
One of the things I noticed from watching on TV is this team's chemistry. I mean, the guys that are out, all the the 4 All-Stars, but they're up on the bench, they're cheering for you guys. What is the chemistry like right now?
It's been great, even though, we took a lot of losses. I think that, everybody looks at it as learning and trying to get better and all believing in each other. That's what we need. And I think everybody understands that, and we've been on the same page.
How do you think all these minutes, and then you're going to get these guys back eventually, how does that help all you guys in the strength of this team moving forward in the future?
It gives us all some playing time, some experience, especially the young guys, rookies and first and second year players, as many as we have. It just gives them more experience, some time under their belt, learn how to close games, because we're always going to need the next man up. We're always going to have that mentality, and whoever's names get thrown out there when everyone comes back, has to be ready. So I think it's a great learning experience for us.
Coach Kerr was talking about you at practice the other day pretty affectionately about how you are as a player, but he also talked about how good you are as a person. Your Ari Foundation, correct? Yeah. Explain to me what that's about and how that came about.
So Ari is named after my daughter Ariana. Angels Are Real Indeed is the name of the foundation. And I started it just wanting to empower fathers to be better, because just knowing how important it is and the key role that we play in our children's lives, and then helping families who are fatherless. I think that's a big thing for me, is giving back to the community. I've always done that. But to be able to help some families, I got my turkey drive going on today, handing out 250 turkeys, to help the poor, the needy. First come, first serve. It'll be fun. Hopefully get a couple teammates out there with me. But yeah, just wanted to create something where I'm giving back, where I'm just really helping others.
What are the details on the turkey drive?
Yeah. It's handing out 250 turkeys up at Hope SF Community Center. today, and I think Fairfax Avenue.
Okay.
But yeah, it'll be fun. You know, we got some music going on, holiday spirits. You know, we're gonna get like I said, first come, first serve, and just try to help and give back to the community and be there in good spirits to give back and for Thanksgiving.
And what time is that at?
It's at 3:30 to 6.
Okay, so you got a little bit of time to get over there. Try and post this on social media. What are you thankful for as we get ready for Thanksgiving here?
I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for the opportunity to be here. You know, this being my 6th year in the league, you know, I've been through some rough times in my career, some different teams, but to really be on a team that believes in me, this is like my extended family. This is my family. So, you know, I'm here and I want to be here for the long run, and just really trying to create a name for myself, but also help the team. And we got great fans, great spirit around here, and all positive. So I'm thankful for this opportunity, and thankful for my family this holiday.
I want to go a little bit deeper into your foundation. It just started, correct?
Yeah, it's about a month or two.
Okay, so what is the ultimate? I mean, it's so early, but where do you want this to go? How is it going to help people? Is it just for the Bay Area? Is it going to go nationwide?
Nationwide, you know, I'm from Indiana, so definitely bringing it back there. But wherever I'm playing at, while I'm here in San Francisco, I would love to help as many communities as I can. I'm going to do an event for each holiday season: Thanksgiving, Christmas, Valentine's Day. I do a daddy-daughter dance, and then in between there, I really want to empower people by having panels where I'm able to speak to them about my experiences as a father, with things that we could do better. How to learn and teach your child. Little things like car seats, you know. I had no idea how to put a car seat in the first time that I had my daughter alone, and it's frustrating. But doing things like that, speaking on panels, whether it's about, you know, the court system and things that we could do to better ourselves in that area, or teaching our daughters how to carry on and be great women in their lives, and sons too. So just really trying to give back and empower fathers.
I saw an article in The Athletic, Miss Cece, correct? If you can quickly, it was a great article if you didn't read it, but your relationship with her and how that all came about.
Yeah, so I met Miss Cece in my building. She won a spot off the lottery of public housing, and she asked to cook for me one day. And I went down there for dinner actually one day with my brother, and one of the best meals I've ever had in my life. But I got a chance to know her, and during that meal, she only had 2 chairs like we're sitting in right now. And I just really wanted to hit home for me, because having 2 kids and being a single mother, I thought this was a perfect first family to help out with my foundation, and giving back, because they're fatherless. And went into a furniture store, surprised her, said we were going to get some lunch, and she just started crying, just bawling. And you know, we got 25 pieces of furniture for her house, dining room tables, beds, everything, you know, so she can be able to live comfortably and continue to work and do what she's doing for her household.
For people that want to learn more about your foundation, is there a website, social media, where can they go?
Yep, refoundation.org.
Okay.
You know, we got merchandise on there for the foundation. We also got a helpline there for families or fathers who are in need, and they can reach out and help. So we got the whole thing going, and I'm excited for it.
A little bit back to basketball. Your dad is Glenn Big Dog Robinson. Clay, you know, his father played in the NBA. Steph. Did that give you a distinct advantage, and what was your childhood like growing up and being able to get in this point where you are now?
It did. Growing up, having the same name as my dad, you know, I was a little frustrated at times being under that spotlight. But as I got older, I loved it, you know, and speaking with Clay, speaking with Steph, it kind of gives us a little bit of extra advantage. You know, we have someone we can lean on to when times are rough, someone who's went through the whole, down the same path as we're in right now. So I know I can call my dad anytime and ask him questions and his thoughts and comments, and he's been great at helping me out in this stage of my life and being a professional. So I thank him for everything that he's done. When I was younger, you know, he taught me how to eat right, the right things to do to maintain your body to be able to play this game for a while.
Moving forward, what is an individual goal for you the rest of the season?
Just to remain confident, remain positive with everything that's going on, to not look too far into the distractions and the media, and just excited to be here and playing as hard as we can. You know, myself, I've always played that way, and I just want to continue to carry this on to the young guys.
Glenn Robinson, thanks for your time. Happy holidays.
Thank you. Happy holidays. Appreciate it.
So the best part of Glenn Robinson, that story, where he just buys a whole house full of furniture for a woman, that's unbelievable, and I wish him nothing but the best. I'm thankful that we even just have that story right now, because it's terrific. I mean, it just shows the character. It just dawned on me, if you look at the guys they have on this team, Steve Kerr talks about the no knucklehead policy, and you look at the quality of humans that they have in the organization up and down the line, and it speaks to part of the success that they have had because I think this is Kerr's line that if you have one knucklehead, you could sort of manage that and survive it. If you have two knuckleheads on the team, then they end up hanging out together, and then it's like it's a Molotov cocktail. It's ready to
it's
explode.
a knuckle sandwich.
And then they drag other guys in, and dissension takes over. So it appears that they have a no knucklehead squad. They have a no-win squad as well at the moment, but they do have high-character guys, and Glenn Robinson III certainly qualifies as far as that goes.
Yeah, and I think it's really cool that him in his new charity, and he was really excited to talk about it, which I thought was neat, providing Thanksgiving dinners for people, turkeys, helping people out, and obviously Thanksgiving is right around the corner. That's why we're talking about what we're thankful for. I'm thankful for one side dish. My very favorite Thanksgiving side, and I'll get yours in a second too.
I'm trying to, as well as I know you.
Oh yeah, see if you
trying
can
to
guess
think
it.
about what your favorite side would be.
Well, it can't be green.
It's not going to be a vegetable.
No, definitely not.
Macaroni and cheese?
Is that a side?
No, it is a side.
That's
it is
a good
side. No, it's not. That's not it. What are you going for?
Mashed potatoes.
I was
you give me mashed potatoes.
I was going to say
some
that.
Butter, some gravy, mix them all together. I could eat like a gallon of mashed potatoes. If Joey Chestnut was here.
You take him down?
I don't think so. But I would try because I could eat mashed potatoes for days. Like if I'm getting mashed potatoes, like my family knows they need to make extra because I'll just like heap it on there. Boom.
Do you
Boom.
include the turkey with the mashed potatoes, or is it straight mashed potato? Or do you
No,
mix it
I like
up?
to have the turkey
You mix
there.
it up?
I like to have them like a whole big thing of mashed potatoes. I'll make I'll take like a spoon and make like a nice solid impression on the top, so it can hold the butter and gravy like a cup almost.
Okay.
And then I'll use like obviously what leaks out of that for the for the turkey, the
Gotcha.
turkey gravy.
Gotcha.
I just
So you have a strategy.
Yeah, and then the other thing I like to do, I'll take like a roll. And I'll like bore out a hole in the roll with like a spoon or fork, and I'll just jam some mashed potatoes in there. Jam those mashed potatoes in there. Jam a little turkey in there.
Mashed potato sandwich?
Yeah, just in a roll.
That is the stupidest
This is
thing
the best thing ever. It's like a family tradition. I'm telling you, I'll just take all the mashed potatoes.
What?
I'll go
That sounds very strange.
And you know what's better than Thanksgiving dinner? Is the day after Thanksgiving when you pull it all out of the fridge.
More mashed
and
potatoes.
You get more mashed potatoes, but it's like,
Oh my God.
you don't even have to heat it up.
I've never heard of
I'm telling you, take a fork or a spoon, just jam it in the roll, hollow it out a little bit, pile the mashed potatoes in there, just keep jamming it in with the spoon.
It sounds like a unnatural use of a dinner roll. It's very disturbing.
It is. Let's see you top that.
Like I can't. Oh no, I'm going to start crying here. All right. That was so strange. I'm just envisioning it, and I'm very concerned for your family members. Are you teaching your children these things? That's
definitely
scarred for life.
Yes.
I'm just going to go traditional. I don't assault the food or hollow things out.
You gotta hollow it out
or anything. Yeah. I just I love candied yams.
Yes.
I mean they're awesome. My oldest daughter Kiana. She has a special recipe. She loves the marshmallows baked in on the top.
You gotta put a lot of the marshmallows on top.
Marshmallows, and so it comes out. It's just fantastic. I just eat them.
You don't hollow anything.
I don't
out?
know. I don't have a Black & Decker drill. I'm not drilling out any of the. Of the meal ingredients, I'm just consuming it. I just eat it.
That's as close to as a dessert as I think you get.
It is.
It really is.
It is.
Because you're not a big dessert fan.
Well, no, I love dessert, but I just don't love having to do all the cardio and sit-ups and all that as a result of that.
All the fence climbing.
Leaping from building to building and stuff like that. No, I do. I mean. Yeah,
That's what we're responsible for
I could
this
eat
year.
a lot more of that. What?
The candied yams.
Oh, I thought you were leaping from building
No,
to
no,
building.
no. That's I used to do that a lot. Yeah, we have to bring the candied yams to Mama Pratt's house. That's our dish.
Nice.
And a lot of those King's Hawaiian rolls.
Bros, for you to hollow out. You know what? I can call the guys at King's Hawaiian Bakery.
Sponsor for the podcast.
Yeah, no,
maybe.
potential. This is an
Right here.
opportunity.
King's Hawaiian.
And maybe we could get them to make the special hollow. If this caught on as a trend, we could get them to custom make hollowed out.
Oh,
Hawaiian
that might be the best.
sweetbread.
Yeah, I mean that might be the best part.
Actually, what you're describing is similar to a Hawaiian dessert called a malasada, which is dough that's fried.
Yeah.
And imagine the size of
Baseball?
a little smaller than a baseball. A little smaller than a baseball. And the old deal was you just get them and they roll them in cinnamon and sugar, and so you just bite into it and that's it. And then the guys at Leonard's Malasadas, Leonard's Bake Shop in Kapahulu, came up with the idea to actually, they don't hollow it out, but they inject chocolate or vanilla or coconut flavoring in there, so every bite is delectable. It's kind of like a beignet, but an upgraded beignet.
I'm wondering if I can
sense.
inject the mashed potatoes into the roll.
Oh, certainly. Certainly. I mean,
What would you use for
get
that?
some.
Go to the local donut shop and get some recommendations because they got to.
I think you
gotta
could
get the jelly
to
in there.
Yeah. Anyway, we are way off course here.
Worst Thanksgiving side.
Well, you're going to say a salad, right?
No.
No?
I think people like this one, so I wanted to be slightly controversial, but like when you get the cranberry in the can and it just comes out and it's still shaped like the can.
Well, you can do better than that.
You can do better than that,
okay,
but it's often there, and as I have a tendency to hate fruit anyways. Is that a fruit? Cranberry? It's a fruit, right?
I believe it is. I believe it is.
I don't like that. There's too much sugar in it anyways.
You're so far removed from the actual item. You don't even know what category it's in.
Yeah, people may not know this about me as much as you do.
Yeah.
If it grows on a vine or a stem, I probably won't eat it. Potatoes, though, do.
Pretty much.
Are potatoes a fruit?
I don't
just kidding.
believe
I know they're not a
so.
fruit.
But you're pretty much all carbs all the time. That would be your. I think you know what,
And meat.
That would be everybody's preference if you could just do it and with no ramifications. I'm gonna go, and I'm not sure that this is a traditional side for everybody. I know it is for some. I know it is not for you. But Brussels sprouts.
Oh, yuck.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Some of my family members love Brussels sprouts, and I'm okay with it, but I don't want to see that at Thanksgiving. I would rather inject a vegetable or something, I don't even know, or into a dinner roll and then eat it.
It might be better in a dinner roll. At least you can.
You'd have
flavor off it.
Yeah, the roll would take care of that.
That sounds gross to me. Just the thought of Brussels sprouts makes me want to gag.
Yeah. Let's come back to sports for a second here, unless you have more Thanksgiving.
No, I'm
Do you have
good.
any other unique thing? You hollow anything else out?
But the key, when you hollow it out, you're not taking out the center. You're just kind of boring in.
You're just
kind of boring
sort
because
of like,
the center's the best part of the roll.
I see. So it's more
Yeah,
like
I just wanted to clear that up in case anyone thought I was actually taking. No, you're boring in.
It's more like an Elon Musk, the boring company, where they're digging the hyperloop. It's more like
It's a lot like a hyperloop.
It's a hyperloop.
I don't think
mashed
it is at
potato
all. But it's
thing.
you're just injecting the mashed potatoes in.
Okay, it's very. I could get you on with Guy Fieri if you want to.
That'd be good.
Explain.
We should have him on the show.
We should.
He likes sports.
He does. We're kind of friends.
Call him up.
Well, we're not
phone's
that.
right
We're not
here.
that good of friends.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I could get a hold of him. I could get him though. Anyway, that might be interesting, or he might just hang up once I pitch the idea to him.
Yeah.
We should talk about the 49ers at least, because you mentioned that they've given us a great storyline. Mm-hmm. Huge game, 49ers at Ravens, And the research is the 49ers are 5-point underdogs.
I thought it was like 6.5 even
Well,
at this point.
maybe it's higher.
It's going up
at this point.
after the Ravens.
Destroyed the Rams. But they're 10-1. The last 10-1 team to go in as an underdog in a game. The 2007 Packers played the Cowboys, who were also 10-1, and Green Bay lost 37-27. So they were right to make them underdogs. You think that, it would be hard to say anything else given the way the Ravens are playing right now, Lamar Jackson in particular.
Yeah, defensively, I love what the 49ers can do, and I think against traditional pocket passing type quarterbacks, they're going to just eat you alive. You saw them do it to Aaron Rodgers. And you pointed out that pretty much everyone struggles against these guys, but the way that the defense on the 49ers blows up the offensive line and gets into that backfield, guys like Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, and Lamar Jackson still escape that and then give them fits. So I don't see the 49ers dismantling the Ravens. I could see it maybe being closer than the 6.5 that Vegas is thinking it is right now. If I had to make that bet right now, I'd probably take the Niners plus 6.5, depending on where that line goes. We'll see. We'll see.
Food for thought.
Food for thought. Hollow it out.
You think
about it.
Yeah, I think Lamar Jackson is... What kind of a Thanksgiving does Jimmy G have?
Oh, man. Well, he's got a big family. I think he has a big family. Like everyone... Do they come out here? They have to come out here, right?
He's not going back there.
They got to go to the East Coast, though. He's from Chicago.
What day do they fly?
Yeah.
They probably have Thanksgiving with the family, and then you fly, would be my guess.
Probably.
Anyway, why ask questions you don't know the answers
Jimmy G, acquired by the Niners 2 years ago today.
As we tape, really?
As we tape. Pretty interesting fact.
Pretty good deal.
All right, before we go.
Yes.
Shoutouts. I want to give a couple shoutouts. Glenn Robinson III.
Yes.
Doing everything for the family. Giving away the turkeys. Also really cool. Robert the Ghost Guerrero, friend of this podcast, gave away 300 turkeys in Gilroy. And Devon Haney, another friend of this podcast.
And we don't have that many friends, let's be honest.
No. I saw a video.
Never mind subscribers.
I saw a video where he loaded up a whole truck full of like camping gear.
Yes.
And tents and all these things and just went to a whole bunch of people that I presume were homeless and just started giving them all out.
Yeah.
Just handing them out to people. Anyone that needed warmth, anyone that needed shelter. And then when he was out of the camping gear, just started giving him money. Just giving him cash.
I saw him with a bankroll.
Just whipping out cash.
Yeah.
And he's done that with the cash recently even. So, I mean, that guy is always giving. I thought that was really cool.
I think what's really cool on top of that is he's only like 20 years old.
Yeah.
So just to have that level of awareness and thoughtfulness that you've been given special gifts and to be able to give back to those who are less fortunate, to be that aware at that age is pretty special and speaks to the way he was raised and his father is helping to manage his career. But I think that's all Devon. I think he wants to do it, and
he's doing it.
So he's fantastic, and hopefully we'll have him back. He just won a fight.
He got paid $1 million for that fight.
Yeah, and
he's giving it back to the community.
And he'll have bigger fights coming up. So hopefully we can have him back on the pod pretty soon. But aside from that, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you.
And like health as well. That's all I got.
I'm thankful that I get to sit here with him and just shoot the breeze. And maybe someone out there actually listens to this. I'm thankful for you, too, if you're listening to this right now. If you made it this far, I'm so thankful for you.
What I really want to come out of this is if you are like Casey and hollow out dinner rolls to put anything inside of them, please send a photo. Please tweet that to Casey or myself.
Only send us photos of other foods in the dinner rolls, please.
Yeah, I don't want to see some of the other
He did say
photos.
anything, but no, just food.
Yeah, the Thanksgiving
Only other
meal.
foods.
That's a good place to say goodbye, I think. How can they get more of this type of content?
If you want any more food expertise, you can subscribe to us. We are on YouTube. If you're just listening to the audio, there's video of this madness.
Oh, man.
We're on Spotify, we're on SoundCloud, we're on iTunes, we're on Google Play, we're on the internet, and we're often on television as well.
Yeah, and we are actually, even though I've been
We're going to give away our hollowed out dinner rolls.
We're going to give away stuff. I think it's going to start
It's accumulating in our office.
I think it's going to start in 2020 at the rate
Let's
we're going.
call it that.
Let's call it that. And happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Aloha. With authority.